each other, but it's tough to call. It is very tough to call. And with the teams going live, right now we're going to get an answer to all the questions that I have and all the questions you guys and the viewers might have. As we have Karnage eSports in the blue going up against Optimum in the red here, up on CP Gullywash in week number 2 again of ETF2L season 15. Powered by Blackout Gaming. With this first middle going live, I can see Fi is very, very low already, Yuki.
Yeah, no. Blue have really done a lot of damage, but they have lost 2 scouts really early, so they just need to get out right now. As Optimum have a really good position, but there's a soldier flame coming on, but Worms does get taken down, and nice work by Optimum to clean that up and take that mid. Meanwhile, Woody coming in for the flank on the medic. He's going to try and get some good pressure on him, maybe get a kill, but he does get taken down. And overall, solid mid by Optimum. They didn't end up getting the medic like Woody was trying to do, but they're going to push into them right now, players. They've just used Uber.
Yeah, they got the Uber Force, well played by Nathan, actually getting that Uber Force in. See everyone from the Ultimate team slowly making their way forwards. Karnage eSports not really going to like this whatsoever. They're going to use that Uber and immediately counter back on this. Going to defend that second point by using it. But obviously, on the other hand, they would have preferred not to use it. With Evo going down at middle point, obviously they would have loved to hold this. But it seems like even without the Uber, they're going to be able to move on towards this middle point and take it for free.
I'm surprised Optimum practically gave that up for free as Woody tries to suicide in for the medic. But the medic does get away with his life. I'm just surprised that Optimum had 5 vs 5 and Karnage's Uber didn't really do anything and they just gave up mid for free. That was a bit interesting there, as looks like Optimum have about a 20-odd% Uber advantage, so I wonder if they're going to try and use this into midpoint as Woody has just spawned.
Yeah, let's see, it's going to be a 6 vs 6. There's a slight advantage. Doubt they're going to be able to know that they actually have this advantage. Obviously, if you build regularly, nothing insane, then you're not going to expect the enemy team to just not be healing for about 10 seconds, right? Bomb comes in. Is he going to get the force? Nope. Jumps all the way back. Well played there by Wood, actually getting the hell out of there. But Koala pressuring up here and there. Ubers get exchanged. Red Uber went off first. So it looks like Blue might have a little bit of a window here. Karnage eSports got to try and work onto this. But Koala and Kimberly going down. I'm sure this is more a train wreck than anything, as the medic now is stuck up there on that rock area. Then the core is going to see if he can do anything. Worms picks up a kill up on the flank onto Connor though, and it looks like the flank has been won by Optimum. They still have a lot of players left alive here, and they're going to try and work on into this one, but without Connor, without Woody, it's going to be actually tough to cap this with 5 people still alive here for Karnage eSports. A couple of them respawning. Nato now does get picked off by Gubbins right there, as Macman out gets a pick of the Worms. It finally looks like Optimum manages to secure an area for sure.
Yeah, it looks like Optimum just playing a really tight game of TF2 right now. There's nothing super exciting, nothing really bad. It's just really tight, solid, playing together TF2 like with their team. Really good teamwork. As they're pushing in through this choke area, they're already getting some good positioning on this cap. Karnage looks like they're gonna have to back out here, as they've only up 3 right. Well, they just have spawns coming out now. As Nato is actually underneath this point. He hasn't been spotted, which is unusual, but he does get spotted just at the last second. He's gonna get taken down if he's not careful. And meanwhile, it looks like Worms is in a sneaky spot in the lobby, so we're gonna have to see if these players from Karnage, Nato and Worms can do anything here to stave this push. As Nato with a nice flank kill on Woody, that's going to buy his team time.
Yeah, but very well played, getting someone out of the equation there. Both teams still 5 players left alive. It looks like Karnage eSports is feeling the aggression here. They're going to push out, going to pick up a few kill onto Connor there, and again, it's going to waste time. They're going to try and get with the exchange, but Worms gets taken down as the Uber sort of doesn't really work, and it looks like 5 versus 5 with a slight Uber disadvantage. I would not like to say a disadvantage, but both of these teams are a little bit out of position. Kimberly going absolutely massive though. She picks up 2 kills onto Woody and onto Macman earlier, actually. Very well played to her. As now Govins is going to try and hold this one off for as long as possible. Kimberly picks up the 3 as the hat-trick completes. And now moving on to this middle point. I think this is already like the 3rd turnaround we've seen so far, Yuki. This game is all over the place.
Yeah, Connor was just hiding the elbow there. Does take down Worms. He's just going to try and be annoying, buy his team time for respawns. I was just really carried hard by Kimberly there, that retake. Just got 2 picks on the flank solo. Really well played. Actually get, sorry, you're saying as a female, I'll have to take your word for it, as she pretty much won her team the fight there.
Yeah.
As coming up from 80% Uber for Karnage, they're going to be able to use this advantage really well, as they're also upper player. And Optimum have no positioning on their second point, so they're going to have to be really careful and try and hold lobby, stick it up a bit and just buy time, try and get their Uber, because Karnage will be storming in the next couple of seconds.
There's 80% crit streak actually onto Evo at the moment. They might be able to try and hold with that crit streak, but in all fairness, It has to be something right now. They might have to take him by surprise, but the Uber comes off. Great play as the flash from Zillion's going to be able to save all of the players. Gubbin goes down, Woody goes down, Evotri goes down, and with all those players dropping to the floor, really, it's up to 5 in order to try and hold this, but against 5 storming, or 4 storming blues actually coming towards this point, how can it be as the German Delman drops to the floor? It's going to be end up going 1-0 here. Very well played to Karnage eSports.
But both teams just playing really solid TF2, which is actually really refreshing to see, especially from, I guess, a lower division team. Oh, lower division teams, respectively, rather. As looks like both demos are... Actually, no, Koala's doing a lower roll. He's just going to be sticking up this high ground, just like not really doing much right now. As looks like Optimum with the first kills. Oh my god, Optimum with 3 kills, taking down 2 scouts and this soldier. They're going to take this demo as well. And oh my god, that was just... Karnage really did nothing there. They didn't take any positioning. Optimum just bullied Karnage out of the positioning, or rather bullied. It was more like repeatedly punching in the face equivalent, as they just destroyed pretty much their whole team but their medic. And they're on 90% Uber. I wonder if they're going to actually be pushing to last tier.
Yeah, they should be doing this sort of Epsilon style. Epsilon did this the first time as aggressively as you can see, and Optimum's going to try and mimic that here. As the Uber comes out, the Pyro does a good job at just reflecting for as long as possible, keeping Gubbins out of the fight. But Zillion still on 85%, still on half health. He seems completely fine. And Gubbins and the rest of his team slowly moving forwards. Koala gets the double. Does get himself killed actually in the process. And Gubbins very well played. Picks up Worms, but Kimberly again from the side picks up Evotki. Now is going to make her way through. Is going to get the kill together with Dendergr onto Gubbins. And as the pick comes in, again, it's a massive turnaround here. The Pyro managed to do more than enough work. Cuts the Force comes in. Oh, good shot from Dendergr as he gets the massive air shot onto Woody, picks him off, making sure that his medic does not get forced. And with Zillion still in that Uber charge, Yuki, things are looking good for the turnaround here for Karnage.
Yeah, once again, Kimberly just carrying that retake there, as does take down the sniper and might escape with a life, as no, never mind, she does get swarmed by Optimum. But meanwhile, Karnage are in mid with the huge flank. They're going to just be pairing up Optimum as Uber has been used, but Fight does get out and it's because kill Koala for his troubles. Meanwhile, there's a backup going on, and Karnage need to hightail it back to this point and defend that, or else there's going to be trouble.
Yeah, Karnage went back actually, but it ended up leaving them in a little bit of an awkward position. Now they're going to try and push back into this one as they come in. They're going to try and go for the medic though. Zillion actually going for the sauce, gets one, is not going to get landed anymore. And with the second backup actually going through, it looks like it's not even a backup, as everyone from Karnage has already dropped there. And Optimum managed to do a very, very, very good job of just pushing through here very steadily, getting the backups done exactly when they need, getting the picks when they need. But with Koala getting the kill into Evo, which I'm guessing was a sticky trap, Yuki, and Woody actually not getting the pick in. Looks like there might be another turnaround.
Yeah, absolutely clutch sticky trap there, and they also took down Woody as well, so 2-player advantage, as Kimberly does unfortunately get taken down, but that's not a big deal in the face of things, as Karnage were actually facing a 90% Uber deficit, as meanwhile Connor and Gubbins is just causing havoc on the flank here, as Gubbins is underneath the point just being a pest. Looks like that's all, does know where he is. That is Dendo, and just does take him down. So
90% crit streak of Zillion. I'm a little bit curious, Yuki. Where are they going to go with this crit streak? It looks like they're going to crit a soldier in from this main lobby. Can they get anything done here?
I like this, as like generally a lot of teams like to hold forward, but it looks like Optimum are holding in the low areas. It looks like they have used the crits, but there is no one at all, and a soldier's going to land on the medic's head. That's extremely unfortunate. They don't know that positioning. Sneaky spot, nice work by Woody there. Actually got 2 picks, so that's pretty much a carried defense for him. And there is an offensive pyro coming out from Gubbins, so this is a bit of cheeky play, I guess you could say, as, I don't know, I guess it's some strategy they've tried. Looks like the pyro's just going to go straight to point, just reflect everything off there, and that's the end of that chapter, and that'll bring us to 1-1.
I like teams that try to incorporate it. I was speaking to Spin the other day, and Spin, obviously, he's been casting with me a little bit over the past week, and he plays Medic for Revolution like metagame in the Prem, and he's been saying as well, like, they're trying to incorporate some sort of pyro into their play, because it seems to work to some extent. And it might be able to work out here as Gubbins picks up the pyro and just does something useful with it, getting it onto the point, reflect, and now with this middle coming up, obviously the score being 1-all, it seems like Optimum once again, for the second middle in a row, wins every single duel known to man and spams correctly to just get a 4-for-0 exchange.
It seems like Karnage and Optimum have an agreement where they're going to just walk into Fi's spam and just let them win rollout and just have a go at transitional plays, because Fire just got a double pipe kill, so I don't know how that happened. As Soldier does jump into last year, he's going to get reflex spam though, and just be a bit upset that he's just get taken down. Meanwhile, there's a force coming out from Optimum. Nice late counter coming out from Karnage. They're going to just be trying to get some frags, as Dendo is just looking for anything to get at all, as he's chasing into this lobby area. Going to go for a flank, but he does think wiser of it as he's going to go out. And that's just going to be a reset, as both teams have 20% Uber advantage.
Yep, very clear. 1-all game at this moment in time. Both teams do have the standard Uber percentages. No crit screening, nothing of the sort. We do see a heavy coming out, though. It's an offensive heavy coming out of Woody. Are we going to see some sort of like suicide gubbins going into Pyro and then no soldier strategy? That's what I want to see. I want to see the no soldier strategy. I have never seen that before in Gullywash. I'm just thinking of it right now, but I think if it should exist, today should be happening. I think no, Government's not going to do it. Screw it. They're just going to push with a heavy, guys. Nothing spectacular of the sort. We've seen this happening multiple times. Basically because you have 450 extra HP. It's massive. They're going to go underneath. They're going to get the Uber. And they Uber versus Uber. Heavy versus Medic. Versus Heavy and Medic. Underneath the point. Run, Red Heavy. Run, Eva. Run, everyone. As right now, Evoking gets absolutely shattered. NATO gets taken down by Woody now. Very well played to that guy, but it is a 5 versus 4. And if the Heavy can take them down, it might be actually very, very useful. But with Woody on 46 HP, that's not going to happen. And Gubbin showing off once again. He loves the off-class, man. He went offensive Pyro first, offensive Spy now. And this offensive Spy, it does make sense, but in what way is it going to be useful? He needs the Medic, though, because his Medic Evokia went for the crit screen.
It looks like he's actually going to just try for some sort of capture plays. He does go in through the river area, just lurking underneath the point, just once again being a pest, being annoying. As yeah, they're going to have to get some sort of medic forces. They are using offensive crits on Optimum side, that is, as looks like they're charging out in this second point area. It's going to be interesting to see, as, oh my god, there's actually a defensive Spy in the form of Nato in here. This is some next level stuff, as both teams are using. Both teams were using Heavy previously, now both teams are using Spy.
Yeah, one
it looks like Nato just get taken down. But meanwhile, Agent Gubbin's coming in on the point and wondering what he's going to do. No, he's going to think wiser. He's thinking about it. There is the Pyro.
He's waiting for the crit screen to come in, I guess. Like, well, here comes the crit screen. He goes on. Okay, he goes on the point. No, he doesn't go on the point. I'm so confused. What's this strategy? Is he going to go for the point? No, he's not. Like, the crit screen comes in, the counter Uber comes off, but what is the Spy doing? Like, and he just comes in now and fails. Like, I'm a little bit confused as to exactly what's happening with this tactic, but I like innovation, and that's what we're seeing so far, and it seems, for some reason, it might work here. As I see, no, okay, never mind. I actually thought they might have been able to pull that one off, but the power from Kimberly took down 2 people, I think, and the engineer, NATO, is actually still alive doing just massive work, but obviously, if you crit screen and the enemy medic Ubers, you keep that crit screen medic alive, you're going to have a slight advantage to work with. So Fi is going to be making his way into the fray at the moment. There's going to be a crit screen coming in here any second. Obviously, an engineer and a Pyro, they're the 2 hard counters to anything. And Gubbin's decided, you know what, I've done Pyro, I've done Spy, I just have Sniper left. What if we do Sniper plus crit screen? Well, we kill one, and then our Sniper dies. It seems like a very valid strategy from Optimum so far.
Yeah, they're enforcing Uber, unfortunately. As it looks like Karnage are dropping players left and right. The force does come out, and that scout's just being a person there. Woody does get taken down, unfortunately, and as well as Connor. So there's going to be a decent player advantage for Karnage, as MacMan is actually hiding underneath the point. So this is some extremely sneaky plays right now. As he hasn't been spotted, he's just going to start the cap. There is a scout at last, but he should be able to win this short fairly. Says, never mind, 2 scouts do take that out. And nice work by them to actually defend that, as that cap, as many would say, I guess Seabear DJC is a nipple hair away, as Optimum once again coming up on that crits advantage. They have about 30-odd% advantage, so it's going to be a lot harder for Karnage to defend this time, especially with...
Yeah, they're going to go, Yuki, they're going to crits in there, and again, they just get shot down. Are they going to cap the point? Yep, they are, ladies and gentlemen, as they decided, you know what, let's troll the shoutcasters. We're not going to go for kills, we're just going to jump the point. It's going to be very, very well done here, as Karnage eSports not going to be able to deal against that. Optimum is going to pick up the point there, 2-1 up at the moment, and I'm surprised to not see Gubbins play heavy. I think that is the one class we haven't seen him play yet today. I think Engineer's missing as well, but with this middle coming up, Karnage need to change something, and getting first blood is definitely something good going into their favor. Can they pick up second though, and can they pick up this middle, Yuki?
Yeah, once they finally took some positioning on the mid there, as Woody does take down the medic with a nice flank. And I don't know, they took some good positioning, but they didn't really seem to do anything as Kimberly does take down the medic as I say that. Kyler's going to try in man mode and just sit in here in 1v4 as it's pretty much impossible. It's not going to happen no matter who you are. And yeah, as I was just saying, it just seemed like they got some decent positioning for once on a mid, but they didn't really do anything with it. They kind of just stood around. They didn't really like just put good damage onto the other team. They kind of just sat around a bit. As there is a soldier in this river area behind, that is Gubbins. He's going to try and take down this scout. And he's just being an absolute pest. Him and Woody actually get taken down, so this is a massive advantage for Carbon. So they can easily push on to mid as both soldiers are there bound for Optimum.
I think Division 1 in ETF2L this season is sort of crit streak, as right now we can see Zillion actually running that crit streak. Might be expecting yuki actually to run that one. They're going to push in here. I'm a little bit surprised that Optimum just says, yeah, here, take it, and gives it to them on the platter. It looks like Gubbins is going Pyro, so surprisingly enough, Pyro is a correct decision here, because they're going up against the crit streak. You know, the force actually almost comes in, but Zillion obviously not going to use that crit streak, not going to drop to the floor either. And here we go, crit streak gets happened, 1 shot, 2 shot, 3 shot, nothing happened so far, as the hits from Koala are not going to hit anything. Kimberly gets shot down though, and Optimum might be actually going for this. That's a great air shot there on Defy, as he gets shot down. Very well played as Dendercore picks up the frag, drops to the floor again. Ladies and gentlemen, there's a Pyro, and they're going to walk on here right now with the Zuber charge coming in. Going to be able to go through that choke. Can they pick up the kills? They pick up 1, they pick up 2. Very well played so far by Gubbins as he goes on through. Can he pick up 3 and possibly 4? He picks up 3. Can he do 4? No, as he gets shot down by the sniper rifle from Kimberly. And this game is literally all over the place. You can playing is very difficult to predict any team, let alone predict the fact that these teams are actually in Division 1.
Yeah, no, it's pretty crazy seeing that Pyro play come out there. You only typically see that just for jokes. But looks like it did end up working a bit for Optimum, as they are going to lose Woody. Unfortunately, he didn't really get anything done there. And slight Uber advantage for Karnage, and then they're not using the crit streak, so finally some normal play here, as both teams are actually running a sniper on offense and defense respectively, so it's going to be interesting to see some snipe-off battles happening.
And on that note, obviously, I should say Connor's part of auto-aim, ladies and gentlemen. He's part of auto-aim, and he doesn't really brag about it himself, but this is the thing, right? It's when speaking to Bloodsire, like, and I think Bloodsire, I didn't speak to him myself, but he said it during Fully Charged. Like, it's not as much respect anymore that they get recently. But Connor does well, ladies and gentlemen. If he does well, auto-aim might be able to get like a new boost that's like, oh, these guys, this Connor guy, he's in auto-aim, he's pretty good. Let's have a little bit of a look to see if the guy's actually going to be able to pick up the frags here. Up against Kimberly once again. I don't know about her sniper skill, but her scout aim has been pretty solid so far. Let's have a little bit of a look. Here comes the Uber in from the bottom. Optimus, no, Karnage has not spotted them whatsoever. Suddenly, hello, peekaboo, as the Uber comes in. Great play from Optimus actually sneaking in. They get a free pick, and it is a 6 versus 5 now coming up. If the Roamer can get out of there, that'll be very well played. Gubbins actually cannot get out of there, as Woody is still alive, though. Second pick comes in by Worms. Very well played to him. He gets shut down, and a massive big gun push now coming out for Karnage. It looks like fine. The rest of his team are going to try and drop out, but they're a little bit caught out of position. And with everyone dropping, it looks like barely Yuki is going to be able to get out of that one. It looks like Karnage so far returning that Uber favor very, very well. But can they keep this one up? One soldier up against 2 scouts. Woody, I have some knowledge for you, Woody. Soldiers don't usually win that. 1 soldier versus 2 scouts.
Yeah, no, Woody, with a lot of Woody appeared as he was just hiding up on that little area just above the choke. Trying to buy some time from his team, I guess, as it looks like both teams are going to have Uber relatively the same time in about another 5 seconds. Optimum opting for the defensive heavy, as no utilities on Karnage right now. I wonder if they're going to just try and suicide a player and run a utility on offense, as it is a bit of a pain to push into a pyro and heavy, as they do Ubering through this left side, and this medic's just going to get reflect spam. This is like Dust Bowl Pub all over again. He's been haunted, as 2 scouts dying for Karnage as well as the soldier. This push has pretty much been stunted, as Optimum have only lost us a pyro, as Worms is just being a pest in this low area. He's going to get taken out as well, and that's a 3-player advantage for Optimum right now, and they're going to be able to push off this really quickly, as, oh, if they want to anyway.
We've seen the sort of comebacks and like the sort of re-rolls happening here on these last points so unbelievably often. Woody has just decided, you know what, I'm going to walk through that door and just assume there's no stickies. That's a very bad idea usually, and as you can see, Woody drops, Connor drops now as well. Maybe Karnage manages to turn this one around. They're going to move their way in here, and it is a 6 versus 4 scenario. Only 3 seconds left on the Woody spawn timer though, so if they want to go, they're going to have to do it reasonably quickly. It looks like they're going to put some pressure. Roaming Soldier comes in, misses the jump. Koala's going to spam, hits the sticky onto Fires. He now drops to the floor. Nato gets killed though, but without a Devilman, it's going to be tough to hold here for Optimum. They're going to try and break through. Both teams almost have Uber, but they almost do not have Uber simultaneously as well. And it looks like Evo and Zillion are both going to hit their Uber, and they're both not going to use it for as long as possible. Now both Ubers get popped off. But obviously the spawn advantage for Optimum so massive here, considering it's right next to their spawn, that Karnage being forced to drop back here, and we're going to go back to a stalemate for the next 60 seconds.
Really nice pocket play by Goblins there, just really playing really defensively, really calm and collected, just taking down players as they came in one by one. And on the other side of the coin, I guess you could say, Nato had a really good play, just got room for his team, just ran at the other team's demo and just got Koala the room to just get, I think it was 2 picks on the demo and I think a soldier respectively. Unfortunately, Karnage weren't able to close that cap out there, and they are going to be reset as, once again, defensive heavy coming out for Optimum in the form of MacMan. So we're going to have to see if Karnage can just do a little bit of that magic again. As Dendo does jump in, try and going for a force or something, but Optimum don't even have Uber yet, and he is going to get taken down.
I don't think they're going to mind very much, like losing that soldier. Probably part of the plan, let's be honest. You said it just a second ago. Pushing in against the heavy is a pain in the ass to do. If you don't have any snipers, don't have any heavies yourself, or anything else to actually deal with that. Now let's see, is Dendercore, was it actually just a try to force? Yes, it was. And he might actually just go and do that again. You got to keep in mind, right, ladies and gentlemen, the red team at the moment, Optimum, they're up 2-1. But obviously with about 8 minutes left on the clock, there's not a lot of time for error anymore. If you're Karnage eSports right now, and you get completely aced, it's going to be a very tough scenario. Here comes the soldier coming in again, and it looks like they're just going to go for big play. Worms now this time trying it out. He's not going to work, and they're just going to back off. And again, they'd rather keep on failing until they succeed than go in once and have the chance to win or the chance to fail massively. But going all out to have that chance is not something that Karnage is feeling right now.
Yeah, I'd prefer to just see some form of Uber trade play happening here if this is going to just be the way. Like just go in maybe with a solo Uber on the demo, kill the sentry, force the Uber, then just get out and re-push with that. It looks like they're not comfortable with doing that, as Nato does come in trying for a force something like that, and nothing happens, as Worms is coming back as the offensive heavy, and I wouldn't be surprised to see if Nato comes back as sniper. And I guess with 7 minutes on the clock, it looks like Karnage are pretty content with just waiting for their utility classes to arrive here, as they are pretty uncomfortable pushing into like a heavy and an engineer, as oh my god, there's an offensive pyro, and this is I've never seen pyro played so much in a game in my life.
No, I don't think I have either. Unless it was Highlander, but apart from that, I don't think I've ever seen Pyro being played as much as I have right now. Well, let's see if Karnage has some sort of witty tactic in store for us, ladies and gentlemen. Here we're going to go. We're going to see a Soldier Uber suicide. No Soldier Uber actually coming in. And we've seen Engineer as well. I didn't even spot Connor picking up that Engineer class. We've seen a Pyro coming in. Pyro heavy on the point seems to be the strategy of choice here for Karnage eSports. It is a 5 versus 5, and they sort of circumvent the entire engineer at this moment in time. But still, with Worms getting picked off now by the heavy MacMan, Nato, dude, what are you trying? You cannot kill a heavy as a pyro. Not possible unless the heavy is blind or something like that. That is never going to happen. And Optimum is just going to be like, well, if you want to do something like that, we're going to do the hard counter, which is to just kill you. And that seems to work perfectly fine for them. Fight goes down though, but even with losing the Doman, I think they're going to be completely fine if they back off a little bit after this.
Yeah, I'm surprised that Karnage is trying all these interesting plays when they could just play pretty standard. As Dendo with a nice double pick, taking down Fire and Connor, that is Demo and Scout for Optimum. That's going to give his team a bit of room to just come in here, as it looks like, yep, Karnage have coming in through this big door area, and they're sealing off the lobby. Optimum don't even have Uber yet, so they're going to probably have to give up this point at this rate. As it looks like, no, Goblin just does want to spam this a bit, but no, he doesn't have any love. As they still feel pretty keen, like they kind of want to contest this point and just recap it, as they still do have about a 50% Uber advantage, and I'm pretty sure they are aware of it, as no Goblins is just going to kind of hold on to the lobby, and they're going to let this Uber advantage slip away, which I guess is the more safer option. They are up 1 round, and there's only 5 minutes on the clock, so they just want to play it safe. And as I was saying earlier,
keep in
it was
mind,
just
like,
interesting.
obviously, right? Like, if they push out now and fail Yuki, like, they can just counter and it's going to be 2-all, right? So,
Yeah.
I think that is a risk they're not willing to take at this moment in time.
Looks like they're coming in through this river area, that is Karnage. And they do Uber nice and early this time. They're going to get the sentry, but Dendo is going to get taken down. Meanwhile, they do take down the NG for their troubles. I actually have lost a sniper, and yeah, that's just players dropping for Karnage. I think they should have just given a huge amount of Uber to their demo just to let him, you know, kill the sentry, force Uber, and then just get out, and then just re-push without Uber. It just seems like they're trying to do all these fancy plays when they should just be doing standard stuff, as Fire does take down the sneaky soldier there.
Yeah, like you're saying, that seemed to be the correct move to me, but it looked like the Devilman went in, and then they just kind of kept going. Like, you cannot keep going against the heavy with an overcharge advantage, right? Like, you're just going to get wrecked. You need to sort of circumvent that as much as possible, but as I said, obviously Evokya stayed alive throughout all of that. He's going to have a massive advantage here, and Optimum is going to like their chances. Connor goes down, though. Maybe if Karnage eSports wants to make some sort of no Uber play, this is the time. They're going to try. They're rushing through this choke area. See if they can get the force onto Evo, or maybe get a couple of individual picks here. That would be great. But Karnage Evo, look at how unbelievably aggressive they are. And again, it looks like they're going to fall back, rotate, now come in from the top, and the point is going to get blocked barely in time here, Yuki. Very well played.
Yeah, no, nice clutch defense last minute there by Optimum, but they are going to swarm on this combo there after the Uber, as Xylian with a huge clutch Uber sword pretty much going to clutch this defense, or offense I think, rather. As scrappy fighting happening left and right, Optimum players dropping, and this could be a cap out for Karnage at this rate, as Optimum have extremely late Death's Pledge.
Yeah, Fi is 62 HP. If they kill Fi, like, it's over, to me. Woody's going to try, Macman's going to try, Fi's going to come around, but the point gets capped. 2-all, ladies and gentlemen. And so far, say this is the end score, or say Karnage wins it right now, Yuki, we're going to have to give MVP to Zillion, because that Sol probably made that completely. Like,
yeah, no, it was extremely clutch.
And that air shot, by the way, I didn't see who made the air shot. I saw an air shot coming out. It was pretty sick as well. I'm quite sure it was a Karnage player because I saw a red player getting shot in the mid-air. But, you know, let's go on to this one, ladies and gentlemen. It's 2-all the scoreline at the moment. Optimum's going to pick a first blood, but so far Evokya and Fi both gone down. It is a fight. It's a 4 versus 3, but without the Devilman and the medic, they need to stay solid. They need to stay together. Koala, Dendacroor, and Zillion cannot move an inch from each other at this moment in time. They're doing it well. They're doing it very, very good so far. Connor and Woody have gone down. Govan's still alive. Macman's still alive, and with Macman going down, and Govan's out of the fight completely, they did exactly what you should do. To kill the enemy medic, if you kill the enemy demo, you clutch together and you make sure your medic does not die. It's exactly what they did. And now suddenly, Optimum is up against the wall, and they're going to have to hope that Karnage does not cap this one off.
Yeah, no, it was just Optimum with their scouts were just slightly desynced there. They could have made something happen, but a couple of seconds out of sync there pretty much cost them that. As Soldier does jump in here, that is Woody, does get taken down in short order, and still 40% Uber advantage for Karnage if they want to try and use this, which I'm sure they will be, as I guess they smell blood in the water right now, as Optimum are pulling all stops, Engineer and Pyro defense, as Evokya with a nice air surf, just straight away. But meanwhile, nice positioning by Karnage on this point. They're just going to cap the point, because it looks like Optimum just didn't care about the point. They were just like, no, you can have it, that's fine, you can have the point. We don't want it, we didn't want it anyway, it was dirty, it didn't smell nice.
They cared, but they just decided, you know what? There's nothing we actually can do. And now suddenly, with about 1 minute and 30 seconds left on the clock, Karnage eSports, from a lost position after an uber solid air shot, managed to make their way through and are now 3-2 up in the lead. And Optimum, they're going to have to go absolutely bonkers here to make this one work. But Karnage eSports says, thank you very much. You're going way too aggressive. We're just going to frag you. And Karnage eSports, 99% sure, are going to pick up the win here in the first map on Gullywash. And I didn't see that coming 3 minutes ago.
Yeah, it looks like they, just the last, I guess, 5 minutes, they had 2 really good rollouts, and Optimum just had nothing to answer for it, as looks like they are calling GG. I mean, there's 45 seconds left. Karnage, on paper, can actually win another round if they play it right, assuming Optimum kind of choke a bit, as they are capping this up. 35 seconds left, but never mind. Woody does land with the Soldier.
Wait, Medic died, so, okay, right, there's... Okay, right. So if there's ever a chance, Yuki, like my brain is thinking, right? My brain is thinking at the moment. 20? No way. No way. 20
no,
seconds.
unfortunately. You'd need another minimum 20 seconds to get this. You need about 40 seconds from capping mid, I think, to just like going all the way to last. It's really hard, but it is doable. It's more so doable on a map like Badlands, I guess, as the GGs for sure are called out now. And that's 3-2 in favor of Karnage.
Everyone is saying GG, and ladies and gentlemen, Karnage eSports is going to be able to pick up this first map here in ETF2L, week number 2 in Division 1, ladies and gentlemen, of Season 15, powered by Blackout Gaming. And you gotta keep in mind, Karnage eSports and Optimum both sitting middle table at the moment. Karnage picking up this 3-2 win. Say they get a win off the Snakewater as well. Karnage eSports are going to be looking straight up there and seeing if they can get a playoff spot somewhere. And Optimum eSports, I like their classes, I like their strategies, but it didn't work exactly the same way they probably would have liked it to. And let's be honest, I called it out, Zilean. I think Zilean, we're gonna have to give him the MVP, Yuki. Is there ever another choice we can do?
No, it's definitely solid players. I'm just looking. Sorry, I was just looking at the logs right now, and it's just interesting to see as Gubbins and Fi did really well on the damage side of things. But on that note, it seems like their flank was practically, well, apart from Woody, was practically non-existent. As NATO and Kimberly did at least 1,000 damage more than the other scouts, which is a pretty big deal, and didn't really get many frags either, so not much happened from the Optimum scouts. And I guess you can attribute the loss to that, as their combo play was really good. Gubbins had some really good Ubers, just getting 2 or 3 kills a lot of the time, pretty much solo.
We'll talk about all of that and everything else, Yuki, in just a little bit, as we're going to go to a quick break, ladies and gentlemen. This is Team Fortress TV with Pledge and Yuki casting and Lex on the stream, ladies and gentlemen. Don't go anywhere. We'll come up with Snakewater here in just a little bit between Karnage eSports and Optimum going up against each other in week number 2 of ETF2L Season 15, powered by Blackout Gaming. Don't go anywhere.
I guess you can say, as the demo and med respectively, as they did do some they were playing pretty solidly, as it looks like we are going live, Pledge.
We are actually going to go live, ladies and gentlemen, so welcome, obviously, once again to Team Fortress TV, as tonight with the game going live between Karnage eSports in the blue going up against Optimum in the red here on CP Snakewater, the second map of this game in ETF2L Season 15, week number 2, powered by Blackout Gaming in Division 1. And when these teams go to mid, Yuki, seriously, I'm expecting some crazy action. And that's exactly what we're getting.
Yeah, just really nice work by Karnage, just pretty much dominating the opposition here, as the only 2 players left for Optimum are their scouts. They're going to just try and get something done here, as MacMan with a nice flank on the medic does get some good damage onto him. Connor with the kill on Koala does come in for another kill as well, but he does get taken down by Dendo, that is the pocket soldier. And once again, more out of sync play from Optimum scouts. They were just a couple of seconds out, and if they had timed themselves properly, that could have been the difference. They may have been able to kill the medic there, as it looks like 100% Uber advantage, or rather 70% Uber advantage for Karnage. Optimum up shit creek without a paddle, I guess you can say, Pledge.
Yeah, let's have a little bit of a look. There's Woody suiciding in. We've seen him do a lot of that. And Gullywash obviously against an Uber advantage. It's going to be tough to decide what you're going to do. And you know what? Not even Connor's going to snipe. It's going to be Gubbins himself. He's going to say, well, I'll pick up the rifle this time around. Going to be switching back to Soldier, and Connor now is going to pick up the rifle. So lots of sniper options there at the Optimum. And oh my god, the sticky trap gets him. And the sniper pick comes in onto NATO as well. That is a drop. The fizzy sound of a medic dropping is one of the most satisfying sounds to hear in the game. And Fi gets the pick exactly when he needs to. And Optimum, again, we're going to see a turnaround and they're going to move on. And Optimum in a very clear lead here once again, with the Zuber advantage moving on to second. And if Ivokia doesn't do what his counterpart Zilean did earlier, I think this should be perfectly fine.
Really clutch defense for Optimum. They're getting a Fi with a sticky trap, and it was Connor with a headshot as well. And Karnage just had no answer for that. They're just like, oh crap, our mid's dead. And they just decided to hold W and try and make something of it. Unfortunately, nothing happened, as Optimum are pushing it through this kitchen area into mid. Uber is forced. Nice work by the soldier to actually force that. Optimum not really doing much with the Uber. They only just killed a soldier, as their demo is forward trying to make something of it, but that's not going to happen. as they're kind of going to lose the midpoint, but they have retained their Uber advantage, so we're going to have to see some sort of retake by them in the next couple of seconds. But
yeah, I'm expecting something like that. They're probably going to wait for Dendercourt to spawn and join himself into the fray, and after that they should be pushing into this. They know they have a clear lead, they know they have the time to wait, but they obviously shouldn't wait for too long. 20 or 30 seconds or so until Vokia is going to be able to hit this Uber. Usually 2% per second is a very accurate sort of guess. We can right now see, look at how fast that building is going. Vokia already is 75%. They have about 10 seconds or so until this Uber is going to hit for the Lithuanian. And look, so far, the first pick comes in. Again, a sticky kill to 5, but it is only a one lost player for a full force Uber. And that is not too bad. MacMan going down, that is actually a big deal. And Vokia is going to be forced to walk all the way back there.
Woody and
sits on
Kitchen.
the second point. They're going to try. Woody comes in, gets the kill onto Zillion. Thank you very much, Yuki, as I missed that one. We're going to see Karnage eSports pick up this middle nonetheless. And Vi, you're a little bit too early there, buddy, as he gets shot down. And his medic was not connected to him at that moment in time. And Karnage picks up the Devil Man. If they can deal with this combo, Nate's very well. And just dodging those shots there from Connor is a little bit embarrassing, obviously. When you get Ubered as a scout, you miss like 3-4 meat shots in a row. It's usually very embarrassing. And Zillion, actually anticipating on the death from Ivoki there, is going to run crit screen.
the Karnage scouts just carrying that fight there. They just, like, Kimberly got behind, got a kill early, and just got full health from 2 hit points actually, and just flanked and nicely timed with NATO there. That did cause them to win that, and they're going to be pushing last the next couple of moments, as it looks like Xylian is running the crit streak, and with about 30-40% Uber advantage for Karnage. Optimum are running extreme double sniper action, so this is going to be interesting to see.
90% onto the crit streak at the moment. Double sniper, if there's anything that can deal with the double crit streak, I'm guessing that one is it. As I'm quite sure they're going to go underneath. Please go underneath with the crit streak, Devilman. Underneath is usually the way to go. It looks like they're going to go from top though, probably left hand side. So they're going to send in a buffed soldier on the right side. Second buffed soldier also going right. Probably going to be able to do some sort of lightning rod action, but then they're going to go onto the left with the crits. Here they come. Crits is going to come in to the left side here in just a little bit. Here comes the crits. And is it going to land onto anything? Nothing just yet. As now Woody drops to the floor. The snipers are switching out onto that one. And one crit sticky left is going to come in. Is going to land onto MacMan. But it looks like Uvoki's going to have to Zuber, no problem whatsoever. And they're going to be able to try and hold this one. But again, the drops are coming in. Fi was not connected the first time around. Gubbins was not connected this time around. And again, and again, and again, it looks like Nato and Kimberly got the number of Optimum here, Yuki.
Yeah, that's really weird by Optimum. Like, they knew that they popped the crits really early and nothing really happened with it for quite a while. And Rocket just dropped 3 players when they had a clear Uber advantage. It was just mind-boggling. Unfortunate, I guess, decision-making there cost them the round. As looks like Karnage just rolling out to mid here. Koala just sitting back a bit, not really doing anything. As Soldier does land on his head, but he does get retaliated at. As Goblins with the first pick on Worms. Really weak players on Optimum's side. As Koala with some nice pipe spam does take down Connor and Fire. That's the demo and scout for Optimum. And Optimum's just going to have to get out here as MacMan's going to get taken down as well. Another casualty of war.
Very well played again. As Karnage eSports, they seem to be connected a little bit more, Yuki. I'm getting that impression by them, that everything they do seems a little bit more streamlined. Everything seems a little bit more to perfection. More so than whatever Optimum is doing. And they're going to have to try and figure that one out. So far, if the second point does get picked up, they might try and block. They're not going to be in time even if they do, though, as the point now gets picked up. But Optimum, they're going to be the team to push. They have 100% here. But with 5 players up against the 6 Karnagers, who all have already shown that they can deal with Ubers perfectly fine. Do you want to push into that? Looks like Optimum has decided they have no choice.
It's a pretty hard push to take as Uber is forced, and Scout's just trying to get behind and buy time for his team. Meanwhile, Karnage are nowhere to be found at all. They're happy with giving up this point, just giving the positioning to Optimum in favor of not losing too many players, as they only have lost a Scout, and that's going to be a reset, and they're going to just try and push on to the second point with that huge Uber advantage next couple of seconds, and just well played by them. Really solid, decisive play. Good calling, I guess, by whoever their main caller is. I would have a guess it'd be their pocket.
Yeah, I think Gobbins shouts a lot, and I think Fi is a very sort of caller type person as well, so it's just their core in general seems to be very vocal on the Optimum side. But Now, obviously, again, their backs against the wall. 100% ready here for Karnage eSports. So far, not too bad, as it's 100% versus 80% on Ivoki. Uber comes through, though. Can they connect to Ivoki? It doesn't look like it. They get one pick, though. They're not going to be able to land anything more, at least for the time being, but I wouldn't be surprised to see a sort of Devilman Soldier suicide come in here. Soldier comes in first, gets the force, very well played, and Karnage's going to stack up that point. And if the scouts can get out of that one, they might be in good shape. The scouts are still alive. Both Kimberly and NATO, both on full HP. They're going to work onto this one to get in with the Devilman Koala, and look at the damage. Very, very well played by Karnage. Connecting and doing exactly what they're supposed to do, Yuki. 2-0.
Yeah. The scouts and demo for Karnage are actually just destroying their opposition. I mean, you look at the scoreboards, NATO is top scoring above the medic by 4 points. And Kimberly trailing by a little bit, but just both scouts just definitely holding their own on this Snakewater map. 2-0 in favor of Karnage, and they're just looking a lot stronger on this map than they were on Gullywash.
Seem to be making a lot less mistakes and everything. As I said, seems to be more glued together than everything that Optimum is doing. And again, when he tries to suicide in there, does get shot down. And look at how aggressive Optimum is. I understand that if you lose 2 middles in a row, you kind of need to be a little bit more aggressive. But you don't want your enemy medic at the little house of the enemy to actually be there after like 20 seconds. That is not the way you want to do it, and that's exactly where Optimum found themselves. And that's where Karnage found them and shot them down one by one. A 6 versus 1 exchange. They're going to move on. They're going to have the Uber advantage. They're going to have everything they had in the first 2 rounds. And they're probably going to try and have the exact same results as they had in the first 2 rounds.
I think Karnage should just slow down a bit, make sure all their players get in in time. And it looks like, yep, that's what they are going to do. Wait for the cap, wait for the players to get in. As they are bringing through this right shutter door that is leading on the Soldier and Demo, getting some really good positioning for their team. They have taken down Woody as well. Pyro does come out in the defensive form for Optimum. But looks like Karnage might actually be losing this, but both their scouts are up. They're going to just try and raid havoc as long as they can, as NATO does get taken down. Kimberly coming in for the last play, just going to try and get something done, be annoying. Does take down the Pyro in a duel with the scout, but this is probably going to be a lost battle.
Really? Okay, there you go. I actually thought she was going to be able to pick up fire there as well, as it was 37 HP, and she had her scattergun locked on him. But that ended up not happening. That would have been a little bit embarrassing for Karnage, or for Optimum actually, as the Karnage scout might have been able to pick a couple of them up. Right now, though, both medics are on about equal advantages. I wouldn't be surprised to see Cillian on crits quick. I haven't actually checked.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah, there is 70% crit streak for him. I was thinking the same thing. I wouldn't be surprised because both medics died at roughly the same time, and usually as the offensive team you want to try and use crit streak. And Connor and Sniper on the right
yeah, there's
side.
actually a sniper getting picked up by Connor as well, so let's see if he is going to be able to change anything here. The crit streaks going to come in, most likely from the right-hand side this time, but they're waiting a little bit too long for my liking, Yuki. 90% onto Ivoki against a double sniper coming in, and Zillion's going to pop that crit. Is it going to do anything, though? It doesn't look like it so far. There's some cap time, ladies and gentlemen. And it looks like Karnage not even doing too bad here. It is a 4 versus 4. Are they going to be able to pick this one up, or are they not? Kimberly and NATO just walking onto that point. Massive damage once again. And the Karnage scouts are going absolutely mental throughout this entire game, as NATO and Kimberly shoot down everything that is red and get the 3-0 on the board.
I'd just like to inform that NATO is now on 47 when the medic is on 33, so definitely doing work. Probably a lot of those are cap points, I wouldn't be surprised, but definitely doing a lot of work. Staying alive, getting the frags, getting the caps. As it looks like Karnage once again rolling out to mid here. Dendo just with a more passive right. He's literally just walking across the point with the heal beam of his medic. He's going to jump into upper area. Koala with a nice pick on Woody. Connor with a return kill on the scout there. And this time, this rollout looks a bit grim for Karnage, as they are extremely down on players and they're very low on health. The medic does look like he's going to get out. And that was like Optimum just having none of that. They didn't want to lose 5-0. They wanted to actually try and win some rounds, as that rollout showed. It was a lot well played by them compared to their previous rollout.
Cillian actually doing a good job of actually managing to get out of there. I doubt they're going to be able to defend second. Looks like they're going to try. Look at Optimum. They're sitting here over on the side. They're going to try and catch some people off guard. Have been spotted, though, and they're going to see 95%. Looks like the second point is going to get picked up for free as well. There's a little bit of blockage going on, and both Ubers do get exchanged in this lobby area. There's a little bit of an advantage for Blue here, though. They send in the Soldier, and Ivoki's going to try and run out, but there's a Blue Scout hot on his tail. So far, they're doing a good job, though. Optimum gets a favorable exchange, but they're out of position. They need to get Fi into the fray right there. It looks like Fi just a little bit too low on there. If he was buffed, think they would have gone in onto that one, but only now is he getting the buff. It looks like Optimum is just going to get a defensive position done, build up the supercharge, and go for a second one in just a second.
Really good decision making by Karnage in that Uber there. Like there was the decision of either just going forward and just fighting the flank or going back and killing the soldier that was just going to last. And they decided the right thing, that was to ignore the soldier and just take the fight to the other team. And they did end up forcing them out. So well played by them to read the situation correctly, as there's a bit of a reset for Optimum right now. Wouldn't be surprised. No, never mind. I was going to say it'd be funny to see if Gubbins does come out with some utility, but he decides against it, as he's been doing sniper all the time. As Karnage are pushing it through this mid, I love this. Pushing off that slight player advantage. They are going to use Uber extremely early, but 5 of them get taken down. Kimberly takes down MacMan as well, and really huge player advantage for Karnage. They're just going to take that player advantage and just look for the cap. As there is a soldier behind, he does get taken down, but meanwhile, Gubbins with a nice double kill, taking down Worms and Kimberly, so doing well on his end, but that's going to be the midpoint in favor of Karnage.
Very well played by Karnage, picking that one up, and so far, I don't know if you have the same impression. Actually, as I say that, it looks like Optimum is going to decide, no. You're not going to have that middle point for free. That's not happening. We're going to fight for this one. Dender for only 8 HP. Now getting healed up by his medic. The scouts come into the fray. Everyone comes in. And Optimum is going to try and very much hold that one out of position. And they're not doing too bad. Yes, the point goes their way, but the exchange, whilst favorable in Karnage's, to Karnage's side, I think the exchange could have gone a lot worse if it didn't drop out of that one. As Ivoki now on about 70% is going to try and build up that Uber charge. The Zillion's just going to be rocking that Uber once again. They're going to come in from the side. I doubt they're going to be able to pick someone off though. They're going to drop out there, no problem whatsoever. There might be a soldier caught. Yeah, that soldier's caught 100%. As Gomez has to sacrifice his life for the rest of his team to get out of there. And I think what they're going to try, what Optimum is going to try, is to defend the second point. But again, Kimberly and Nate are going to have none of that. They get the Uber Force onto last, and that is pretty much everything that Karnage wanted. And surely they should be coming in here in just a matter of seconds.
Yeah, really solid play by Karnage and that Uber there. Nendo unfortunately does get taken down, but the scouts are running havoc. That is NATO and Kimberly just tearing up Optimum right now. They're just absolutely going mental. They're just going to cap up this point, and they should be able to, as 2 soldiers do respawn for Optimum, and that's not going to happen for them. And 4-0 in favor of Karnage, and yeah, it's just NATO now 58 points, the Medic still trailing on 47. It's just, yeah, the scouts are just so much room on Karnage's side, and I feel that's pretty much just the tail of it. I mean, their soldiers are doing good damage. Like Dendo, I wouldn't be surprised, is doing really good damage, but their scouts are just absolutely cleaning up.
Let's have a little bit of a look at Gent here and NATO as he's going to walk in. Coming here onto this middle, playing very defensive from what it seems like. Catches a rocket early, he's going to jump out, grab the health back and come back in. And it focuses a nice timing. You get the health back and come back in. It usually is a timing at usually it's the time you want to go aggressive, right? That's what I'm trying to say. And it looks exactly like that's what's about to happen. As Nato actually manages to pick that one up, then Nokora picks up 1, and Koala picks up 1 as well, and that is a 4 versus 1 exchange, again in favor of Karnage, and Nato is going to duel someone here, as MacMan is going to try and win that, but again, it's the 2 versus 1. Nato and Kimberly seems to be perfectly aligned together, and Karnage eSports surely going to be looking to make a very, very quick 5-0 here.
You know, they're coming in through this lobby area. The good thing is they're waiting for some spawns to get in. They're not pushing too aggressively, just biding their time, as they are going to Uber a scout in early. Both scouts early through the right side. They're just going to be going straight towards that point. I love it. And Optimum have no response for that. And that's 5-0, and that's a good game. So Karnage looking a lot more home on Snakewater than they did on Gullywash, and showing with that 5-0. That was pretty much a stomp. I mean, it did take about 16 minutes, so it wasn't like a 5-minute absolute roll fest, but like
first couple of rounds took a while, I guess.
Stomp, practically, yeah.
I don't have the logs just yet, but in all honesty, Jen's going absolutely he rampaged all over Optimum. That was not close. Like, Jen hit every single shot possible. I don't think there's any way he could have just hit more shots. I think his percentage was pretty much off the charts. So he managed to hit everything he did, and Optimum said, well, yeah, Jen, you're too good for us at this moment in time. Very, very well played there. as Optimum is going to be able to drop out of this one 5-0. Very well played to Karnage eSports, picking up 2 victories in 2 maps against one of their direct competitors about halfway through the table in Division 1. That is very well played to Karnage. Congratulations to them. And from Optimum, we're going to see a lot more this season, as we're probably going to cost a lot of Division 1, ladies and gentlemen, here at teamfortress.tv. I want to thank Yuki for waking up early once again and casting this with me. Yuki, you going to go to bed? You going to take it easy? What are you up to?
No, it's 6 a.m. or 6:30. I'm probably just gonna have some breakfast and just sit around a bit, enjoy the sunrise out on the front porch, I think.
Sounds like a great idea to me. I wish I could, but the sun has already gone down here. It's like 11 p.m., so it's fine. Either way, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to thank you all for watching tonight here for Team Fortress TV, and we'll be back tomorrow most likely with the next game into all of it. And in all honesty, we got a tightly packed schedule. There's a lot of stuff happening. ETF2L week number 4 is live, and we're almost at that time where we're going to see the Europeans play Viaduct, ladies and gentlemen, and that's going to be exciting. You want to be around for that. It's going to happen this week, next week, and the week after. We're going to see a lot of Viaduct and a lot of other maps just happening around, like Process and Viaduct, I think, is week number 4, week number 5. Going to see a lot of that, ladies and gentlemen. I'm very, very excited for that. Please stay tuned to Team Fortress TV, as all of that is about to kick off in the Premiership, in Division 1, and in all of the reigns of ETF2L Season 15, powered by Blackout Gaming. Tonight, Karnage managed to beat Optimum in a very clear win on Snakewater, and a very tight win, mainly due to Zillion, onto Gullywash. Very well played to Karnage, and obviously good luck to Optimum in the future, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be off for now, as I like to say, good night, sleep tight, or if you're from Australia, like Yuki is, good morning, have some nice breakfast, and I'll see you all back tomorrow.